Hello and welcome to the Had an Idea podcast. He's Michael Mason.
He's Ben Coleman.
And last week was our Valentine's special where we did joint ideas, and now we're going through the breakup years where we go back to individual ideas.
Here we are, yes. Ben's got custody of the microphone.
Yeah.
I've got custody of the hat.
It wasn't a great deal for you, was it?
No, just you and me now, hat.
Oh, come here, microphone.
That's disgusting. So Ben, we last week, and for our viewers of course, I would like to remind everybody, including us, that we picked a book.
Or bouquet.
It's pronounced bouquet.
Very good reference.
Hyacinth book. But because we're doing book, we do like reading books.
We do.
We do, funnily enough. I was wondering, Ben, what book would you like to see adapted as a movie, and what character would you play in it?
Does it have to be a movie, or could it be a TV series?
It could be a TV series, and it could be a book that's already been turned into a film. If you think the film didn't do it justice.
Well, because they did a series of unfortunate events. Yes. They did a film which was pretty bad, and then they did it
with Jim Carrey. Yeah.
And then they did the Netflix series, which is brilliant because it's a really faithful adaptation.
Yeah, with what's his name?
Neil Patrick
Harris. Yes. But, and Patrick Warburton played the narrator.
He did.
Good actor.
He's a great, yes, he's very good.
He is. He was good in The Tick. But anyway, let's...
Yes, I'm trying to move on, because that was only an introduction to my idea. Because there was a sort of prequel, well, not a prequel, but there was a series of books where Lemony Snicket was much younger. And it was called All the Wrong Questions. I think there were 4 books in the series, and he goes to this little town called Stained by the Sea. And it's famous for its ink, because they have octopuses in ink and stuff. And then there's like a mystery, and he has to help solve that, and there's like characters, and it's a really cool book. And he meets a girl there who he sort of doesn't know if he can trust or not. And it's got one of my favourite names in literature, is Ellington Faint. I think that's a brilliant name.
That's a good name.
And, so I'd love to see that, because I love the style of a series of unfortunate events, and it's one of those where it's sort of timeless, because it looks like it's old timey, but they've got some modern technology, and you never really know. And he's an apprentice to a woman, but she calls herself S. And like S. Theodora Markson, and she won't tell anyone what the S stands for. But every time he asks, he says like, "What does the S stand for?" And she just says, "Silence is really important." Blah, blah, blah. Or she'll say like, "Stop talking," and like she say it's beginning with S, which is a nice little joke.
That is nice, yeah.
But it's a really cool, interesting story, and I think it'd be really cool to see in a Netflix special.
That would be great, actually. Yeah.
And as for who'd I play? I think I'm probably a bit old for a young Lemony Snicket, and I'm not that good an actor. It's been a while since I've read it. But because there's 2 twins who drive a taxi, but I think they're described as kids as well. But that's the sort.
To be fair, I think you could pass for a kid. Shave that off, and Oh, how you doing, Mr. Snicket?
Actually, I know IP. There's a librarian in it.
Oh, there you go.
I think that's the one where he's a sub librarian, or is he sub librarian? Because there's a whole thing where there's an underwater library in a series of unfortunate events with a sub librarian. Anyway, see, I think his name's Dewey. Or is that a series of unfortunate events?
That's an offensive name.
No, I think it's Dashiell QWERTY.
That's a much better name, yeah.
I think I get the 2 series confused, but I'd play him because he's quite an enigmatic character, and, like mysterious. I could do that.
That's a good one. I would definitely watch that, because I've got Netflix now.
Yay!
So yeah, I can...
We'll write to Daniel Handler and ask him to make it. Because the series of unfortunate events was very successful.
Yeah, I only watched the first episode of that, but I didn't have Netflix at the time.
Well, you do now.
So I do now, so I'm going to catch up. Yeah. Been catching up on a lot of stuff on Netflix. And that should be one of them.
But what book would you like to see made into a film and/or TV series and/or stage musical?
Stage me now. Ooh, The Diary of Anne Frank, the musical.
Yeah,
I hear people dancing upstairs. I told you to keep it down.
It's like really hushed quiet.
Quiet music.
Don't make a sound. It's so quiet.
Ah, very good.
And then like they leave for the end of the day at work.
All right, what film would I like to see adapted from a book? Well, I mentioned when we did books before, we talked about what books we'd recommend. And I recommended Reaper Man by Terry Pratchett. I think, you know what, I would like to see a TV adaptation of that. Because they did do a couple of his books into TV specials like a few years ago for Christmas.
Were they any good? Or?
They were okay. They did The Hogfather.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember that one, which is
I don't think I watched it, but I remember seeing.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Where the Grim Reaper becomes Santa or something like that, and they did The Colour of Magic. I thought, you could do Reaper Man.
Yeah,
That's a good one. I don't think it's as whimsical, because I did mention it's quite deep in parts.
Was that the one where all like the animals, the trees talk and stuff like that?
It's all about like life after death, and all these trees have this idea of where they go after they die.
Yeah.
And all these flies and everything.
Yeah. Well, I think with you at the helm directing it or co-producing it, I think it'd be good.
Yeah. As to who I would play, again, I'm not a good actor. But maybe I'd play one of the wizards, just in the background there, with the hat on and everything.
Yeah,
I've got the beard.
Play a wizard. Yeah, get a beard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect. Come on, BBC, make it.
So if you'd like to see All the Wrong Questions or Reaper Man on TV, write to your local politician. And
just bother them, just annoy them.
Yeah.
Don't even write about the films, just write to them. Any old nonsense.
But I'm thinking then if you write to them enough times, they'll get annoyed and start posting on social media. Why is this person writing about this? Oh, that's a good idea. I'll share that.
Yeah. Ooh.
But so write to them, write to anyone you know, and ask them to make it.
Do it. So, Ben, would you care to go first?
No.
All right. Then.
Yes, I will. Because my idea is very recent.
Oh, I was going to say very reasonable. That is very reasonable. You get up and leave for the rest of the episode myself.
Oh, that's quite a low budget for a film. we probably could get him. And no, it's very recent, from about 2 hours ago.
Oh, wow, okay.
Because I went into the shops with my mum, and she went round the shops, and I went into Costa. Because I thought, I don't need to do any shopping, so I'll go in there and do a bit of writing.
Oh, okay.
But it is very noisy in there, and it's hard to write when it's very noisy.
Costa generally is quite noisy, even when it's quiet. It's still coffee shops are, because there's always people banging around. Yeah, they got the coffee machine going. I don't know why they always pick writers in coffee shops.
Why are they blending the manager? Get in there!
Oh, God. Keep it down, will you? Can't even think.
We have to use a cement mixer to roast the beans. But and I find, to be honest, I find a lot of places too noisy in general. To be honest, but especially like coffee shops. Because when you meet up with people and you say, "Oh, let's go for a coffee and we'll have a chat, catch up," and then you go in there and you can't hear them.
So how have you been recently?
I've got hemorrhoids.
Of course, it goes quiet when you say that.
So I thought we could have a quiet cafe. Now I don't know whether this exists, because I haven't had a chance to Google it. It could be a quiet cafe or a quiet coffee shop. Just a quiet place. So how you'd make it quiet, I guess maybe like you said, the coffee machines and that, they could be in a sort of separate part, like separate room where they can shut the door. I'm just going to make some coffee.
You peek around the door and there's someone tied up, gagging. What?
It's Mr. Tetley. And then maybe there's sort of different levels. So maybe the room's like sort of soundproofed somehow. Or there's just a rule where you can't, like you have to whisper. A bit like
a library.
Yeah. Or in the Sherlock Holmes stories, the Diogenes Club, where they're not allowed to talk. But that wouldn't work because you want to go to talk.
Yeah.
So you'd have to just whisper.
Very hushed tones.
Yeah. And then
we're very well, thank you. Everything's been going great. You don't sound like I'm speaking in a hushed tone. On the board there's the rules. Maybe you should talk a bit higher so you sound positive about all the great things.
I've had a very exciting day.
That's better.
There's 2 mice in there.
That's him hitting me with his shoe. Take my shoe off and whack a couple of mice on the table. This place might be quiet, but it's filthy.
It's very violent.
There's vermin on the table. Excuse me, I just thought you should know there's mice on the tables. Very good.
And maybe as well there's some soundproof booths.
Oh, proof booths. I like that.
So they could like go in there if they want real peace and quiet. They can go in there, and they can talk at a normal level because it's soundproof.
Yeah.
So you
Shout
just
as
like
loud as they want.
Yeah, look through the window, them shout at each other. No, sleep with my mother.
Why would you bring it up in a coffee shop? There's someone I want to talk to you about. Do you want to grab a coffee?
Put the coffee in their face.
Yeah. You're not going to sleep with you now, you burnt face.
Or maybe the person they cheated with is one of the baristas, and then like when they bring the coffee, they pull him inside.
You found it was that violent.
Pen dropping. But yeah. So that's my idea of a quiet cafe.
I like
quiet
it.
Coffee shop.
It's a good idea because you do get people. You do get places that have like quiet hours, don't you? Supermarkets do it. They'll have like a quiet hour in the morning.
Isn't that usually for like autistic or elderly?
Yeah. Well, you get a lot of people who, especially with autism, they don't like loud noise.
No.
There's too much. They're overstimulated. And to be honest, that happens anyway.
Yeah.
The amount of times I've been in shops and it's just been so bloody loud.
Yeah.
It's like, God, it's doing me head in.
Yeah.
I've got a headache.
Have you ever left a shop or left a shop because it's too noisy?
I'm going in a loft. Probably. Like if I went in there just to browse, then yeah, I probably would have just left. I can't be bothered dealing with it. Too loud, too busy, too noisy. I'm off.
I know with like bars, someone told me that the reason why they put the music up so loud is that so people can't hear themselves talking to each other. So the only thing they got to do is drink, and then they need to buy more drinks. So that's the way to get them. Because when we do our comedy night in Moseley, we go there and we got like a woman who does the sound, and she always puts music on. It's really loud, so I always go in and turn it down when she's not looking. Because that was one thing I always said when we started our comedy night. Was I said I want the music to be low so people can actually hear each other.
Yeah. And talk. Yeah.
So quiet.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good idea.
Would you visit?
Yeah, if I'm meeting people, yeah, definitely. Go and have a chat, have a coffee. Champion.
And maybe they could chat about your idea.
Oh, maybe they could.
Whatever it may be.
Well,
is it coffee shop safe for a coffee shop?
You actually. Is that like a sex dungeon? It's a quiet sex dungeon.
Man,
can you whip a bit quieter, please?
Yeah, but if they are whipping, they're screaming like shh. Ah!
Sorry.
Yeah, I suppose they could put a gag in.
Yeah. Man, how have we got into this?
How do we know so much about this?
Well, anyway, my idea.
We'll have people writing in saying, I'll have you know, sex dungeons are actually quite quiet.
Well, when I'm around anyway. Where are the ladies gone? I was watching Murder, She Wrote the other day.
Oh, this isn't a story about sex dungeons.
It's
Angela Lansbury.
sex dungeon. What did a sex dungeon? See Angela Lansbury there. I think I've come to the wrong dungeon. Or the right dungeon, maybe.
After the cupboard with you now.
God almighty. Oh. But anyway, I was watching Murder, She Wrote, and we're big fans.
Yeah, well, I've recently started watching
You started watching it, but you're a big fan.
Yeah, well, I quite like it. It's not as good as Poirot or Sherlock. Or...
No, but you're a big fan.
Apparently I am, yeah.
Good! Because you're going to like what I've got. So I was thinking, it's time that show was updated for a modern audience.
Mm.
So I don't know how modern this is exactly, but
I think I know where this is going. I think you may have worked backwards from a title.
Well, kinda. Because I've got an idea for a new show called Murder, She Blogged.
Yep. I knew it was going to be something like that. Either Murder, She Typed or Murder, She Blogged.
Yeah. Well, what it is, it's about Jessica Fletcher's great niece, who researches and blogs about murders and unsolved crimes, and she uses that knowledge
to solve the crime.
Well, yeah, help police and solve the murders. Yeah. So I think I'm not sure if blogs are still a thing.
Yeah, I think it's more vlogs now, isn't it?
Yeah, because blogs were massive at one point, weren't they?
Yeah. Like 2,000 words.
Yeah, man. What?
But yeah, so I think this is then verging into the territory of like influencers and stuff.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't want to do that. But,
No.
Yeah. I like vlogging, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you do get people like, there's true crime podcasts.
I was thinking of
I've seen
podcasts.
people doing YouTube videos talking about true crime.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. She murdered, she vlogged.
Yeah.
That's like a limited series.
Yeah.
That sounds like.
And they could do it in the style of like, a bit like a sort of found footage type thing, where it's like there's clips of her talking to the camera and.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, maybe.
Hi guys.
I hate her already.
So I just saw this wicked murder. It's like OMG.
I do like true crime podcasters are very upbeat about horrific crimes.
We have to be really.
Yeah. Not really. I mean, I don't think the victims are so upbeat.
I don't think you want to be watching like a true crime podcast where they're crying and like, oh, this is so sad. Oh, I'm terrified.
I
don't want to go outside now.
I don't want people. If I got murdered, let's say Ben, I got tortured to death. I had all my limbs cut off, my face carved off. I don't want a couple of women going, oh my god, that's like so disgusting.
It was the most talked about by women you've had.
Thank you.
No, but yeah, well, I would. I think.
What?
I'd like, because then it's a form of entertainment, and I like, even after death, I'm bringing some entertainment to people's lives. And if anything, I'd want them to be more upbeat and silly about it.
I'll remember that when I kill you later.
For knocking your book idea.
Yeah, how dare you?
But yeah. No, I know what you mean though, yeah. So, Murder, She Flogged. Are there any, because there's usually, in the ones I'm watching, there's Amos who's the sheriff. So
yeah.
Or would it be set in Maine? Or would it be...
It has to be, I think. Monday, Maine. Ooh. Yeah, I'd like
Monday, Maine.
Monday, Maine.
Sounds like something in a fancy restaurant. Would you like the modern day Maine? Or the traditional Maine?
Oh, what would a traditional Maine be? Like fish and chips?
Yeah. And then the modern Maine's like tiny portions.
Oh, that's rubbish. I want the traditional Maine.
Yeah.
Give me the old-fashioned Maine with Jessica Fletcher.
Give us a bash of the bangers and mash.
Jessica Fletcher used to make.
Oh, I can't talk now, Amos. I'm making some bangers and mash.
But yeah, I think it should have, recurring characters like.
Yeah, so who would be the authority figure?
I'm thinking. I haven't even got a name for the character, for Jessica Fletcher's great niece. She should be like a young woman.
Maybe it's like Jessie or... Like...
Jessie? Yeah, she's named after her great aunt.
Or is there another like variation of Jessica?
Jess Fletcher.
Jess Fletch. Has she gotten married and changed her last name now?
No, she's keeping her last name because she's relating to her
Yeah.
great aunt, the
To
famous
get
writer.
More views on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So Jessie Fletcher.
So yeah, Jessie Fletcher.
Sure. No, Jessie Fletcher.
Jessie Fletcher. Yeah.
I think Jessie's a bit cooler than Jess.
Jess Fletcher.
Jess is like works in accounting.
Yeah.
Jessie works in like a music shop.
Yeah, actually, and blogs about murders.
Yeah.
I think there should be like a
Authority figure.
Yeah, a sheriff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do I do looking at this camera? Hello? I'm telling you about this crime.
I don't think he should be that old. I think he should be a young fella as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe she like interviews him on her phone as well. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
I don't think it should all be like the found footage, but like I've
Yeah. I do like the idea of it being blogged though, of just her typing, even though that is old fashioned.
Yeah, blogging. Maybe that's you could do like a few series and do the first series she blogs and then it gets bigger and then turns it into a vlog.
Yeah.
And then she gets her own TV channel.
Oh yeah.
Murder she presented.
I present you this murder.
Here is my cadaver.
Ooh. A lovely cadaver you have. Thanks.
That sounds like
Like a
someone...
mortician trying to flirt.
It does sound like someone saying, I could have her.
Cadaver, yeah. I could have her. If I wanted, you know.
Yeah, so murder she blogged. Yeah.
And each week, because it's always famous people in these murders, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're always at some
Get
gala.
celebrity.
Yeah.
And because she always has like nephews and nieces, like every episode is another nephew and niece.
Yeah. Massive family.
Yeah.
Her parents just couldn't stop shagging.
Well, there's like hundreds of episodes, isn't there, as well? So I'm only on like, I think we've probably watched about 50 at most.
Yeah.
And every episode is a nephew and niece, so I don't know. And but so would she have like a big family?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, would she have like a younger sister or like younger brother who like joins her sometimes? Like,
Oh, yeah.
we're talking like young teens or like
Oh, teens. Ooh.
or younger than that.
Because I'm picturing her as like mid to late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Yeah.
Maybe there could be a subplot where like her mum or her grandmother, I forgot how to speak for a second, that's alright, I had a slight stroke. Or her grandmother, they're trying to pressure her into getting married.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, when you're going to settle down, give me some grandchildren.
And then they try and hook her up with someone who turns out to be the murderer.
Ah, perfect.
Yeah.
I like it. Or it turns out to be like he turns out to be quite nice. And then the sheriff's like, I don't trust this guy. And then he turns out you get the fella she's seeing gets murdered because he's a dodgy character.
Dodgy character.
He's a dodgy character. I always said he's a dodgy character, and he's gotten in with the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Moving drugs about.
Just like, imagine what it's
Who's moved by cocaine?
Ah, it's your cocaine. Oh.
That's how you get them.
Well, that was a quick one. Still got another 10 minutes. Might as well watch some YouTube videos. Cats playing piano.
Oh, very good. But that is the crux of my idea.
Yes, Murder She Vlogged. I like it a lot.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think so.
Coming soon to PBS America.
Oh. Please be special.
I will. Right, well, I think it's time we moved on.
To some quickfire ideas. Let's make them quick.
Oh! So my idea is for a TV show, another one, called Cleaning Fight, where two people compete to fight to clean the floor.
They compete to try and clean somewhere.
Yeah.
Surely that's like the opposite way around.
They're
Is it like a palace or somewhere?
maybe, but they've got like two mops and they're trying to mop the same.
It's competitive cleaning.
Yeah, competitive cleaning.
I like it.
Mm.
Well, mine is a film idea,
Ooh,
and it's very much a work backwards from a punny title, because it's called Troy Story, and it's basically the wooden horse of Troy, but the wooden horse comes to life. And that's Troy Story.
Is the horse I just watching the whole thing unfold? So I'm so full.
Well, I think
and then the old climber's like, oh, that's better. I needed it.
It's up to you. You are a sad, strange little Greek.
Very good. Well, those are our quickfire ideas. Which one would you rather watch? Troy Story or Cleaning Fight?
I think we both know the answer to that.
Neither.
So, Mike, what's your book idea?
My book idea, Ben,
Mm-hmm.
is... well, last time we did book ideas, I had an idea.
Oh, yeah.
I did, funnily enough.
It's a good thing to have when you're
On this
doing a
show
podcast about
particularly.
ideas.
Yeah. Well, my idea was for a kids' series of books.
Oh, is that the Josh?
Yeah. It's about a kid who goes to school, and the school is haunted, and it's a lot of supernatural things happening. And I mentioned I had a couple of ideas for spin-offs.
So you're expanding on it.
I have. Sorry, I got a hair in my mouth.
Oh, should stop eating hair.
Well, I had two ideas.
Mm-hmm.
One idea.
It's a twofer.
It's a twofer. Well, it's just one. I'm going to save the other one for next time we do the book category. So, one idea was for about the girl from the series. She goes to college and stuff happens there. But this one is, I'm calling it, well, actually, we'll get to the title in a bit. It's about three teachers.
It's about 3 words long.
And that is it. They're 3 teachers, and they go from school to school where strange things are happening and sort of figure it out.
Strange things are happening to
school. Yeah, they go to different schools and they sort of fix these things, and and they are called the substitutes.
Hey!
And that's what they do. They go to school as substitute teachers. And
that's cool. I'm picturing them. They've got like a van with substitutes on. They've got uniforms. And,
yeah.
And lunch boxes. Like.
yeah.
Who are you going to call?
The substitutes. Really need to do that in sync, guys. It doesn't work otherwise.
Yeah, the substitutes. What do you want? Yes.
And so it's about 3 teachers.
I could imagine Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray and Harold Ramis playing.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking there'd be 2 guys and a woman.
Oh yes, because you've got to outnumber the women.
What are things I expected to say? That's low on the list.
Why is you and your sexist ideas?
All right, then they're all women.
Only men can be teachers. A small percentage. No, I'm joking.
You made it look like I'm a misogynist now. Your jokes.
Well, you could have said 2 men, 2 women.
Well, I wanted it to be 3 people.
Oh.
So yeah, take that.
Yeah. Anyway, 2 guys.
Well, you don't complain about Scooby-Doo having 3 male characters and 2 women.
No, but that was, back in the day. We were living in more progressive times.
I'm pretty sure they still have 3 guys and 2 girls.
Yeah, but they're an established. Let's not get into semantics about.
We'll get into semantics, all right. Some wild antics.
Very good.
With the substitutes.
Yay! What are their names?
I don't know.
Oh.
What are good names?
Well, is it going to be like Mr. Someone?
Yeah, actually, they shouldn't have first names. Should be Mr. and Miss.
Mr. We could name them after teachers we've had.
Yeah, Mr. Hall.
Yeah.
He was a good teacher. Mr. Francis. Do you remember Mr. Francis?
The music teacher.
Yeah. He was great. He was lovely.
Yeah.
And
Mr. Dawson, the other music teacher.
I never had Mr. Dawson.
He was good. Yeah, Mr. Francis.
Mr. Francis.
Mr. Dawson. And then the female teacher.
Oh, what about Miss Burkell?
Oh,
She was the French one, wasn't she?
Yeah. She could be
a French woman. Yeah.
I'm here to teach the German, but I'm French.
I'm multilingual. Yeah. She's your...
Yeah, I like the idea of one of them being foreign.
Yeah.
So she's token female, token foreign.
I wasn't going to say anything, but I did imagine one of the male teachers would be black as well.
Oh, gosh.
So,
Well, Mr. Francis was black, wasn't
Yeah.
he? So he could be...
oh, Mr. Francis.
Oh.
Wish I'd done music now, just so I could have Mr. Francis.
It's turning into a little dedication to Mr. Francis.
It is. He was good.
No, he was good.
Mr. Horn was good as well.
Mm.
This is just turning into...
Teacher appreciation
yeah.
podcast. But anyway, yes, we got Mr. Francis, Mr. Dawson, Miss Burkell.
Yes.
What are the schools that they go to?
Well, I was thinking, because the previous idea, the 3 kids in the school, that's sort of like...
What was that school called? Do you remember?
I can't remember. I don't know if I had a name for it.
Mm.
But that was mostly like supernatural things.
Mm.
I was thinking this would be other stuff going on, like the teachers have a cult and...
I think the teachers have a cold. Oh no, she's unwell. We're going to find out who's smuggling in the...
Well, that could be germ warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course they suspect the science teacher.
This is germ warfare, not German warfare.
I can't count that in German. This is germ warfare, darling. Hey, fun boys. Yeah. But yeah, it's germ warfare in the school.
Mm.
That could be one.
Yeah. Some deadly dinner ladies.
The deadly dinner ladies. I like that. And they're all
just
ninjas.
I think like poisoning the food or
Yeah.
putting something in the food that affects the kids.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that the whole school is in on this thing where they feed this magical powder or something to kids. Makes them smarter, but it affects them in other ways.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You know, my testicles are the size of oranges.
You're lucky, you should see mine. They're like pineapples.
But fortunately, I know the circumference of a pineapple.
That would be great if we were actual students and not the dinner ladies.
I imagine it's the kids talking. Because they're the ones having the powder.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I just like the idea of the dinner ladies eating the food as well.
Shall we talk about our genitals while we're cooking?
While we're serving kids. The kids are, I'm not hungry.
Oh, I've got a really contagious disease. Here's your mash.
Oh, skin flakes are just falling off me.
We've ran out of ketchup. Oh, man. Yeah, dinner ladies. And we need some, you said supernatural.
Yeah. Maybe some zombies? Zombies are always cool.
Yeah.
Zombie.
Or maybe the skeletons in the science lab comes to life.
Oh, yeah.
And all the dead rats and stuff are dissected come back to life.
Oh. Oh, their guts spilling out as they're walking along.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. But I like it. A school where the dead come back to life at the end of the day. Ooh. That means that's a real skeleton they got in the science room.
Yeah. What? Oh, yeah, that's true.
Not like a plastic one. I do like it being real, though. Yeah. What if every night the skeleton comes alive, but then like all the muscle and tendons grow back and then the skin comes back? And it's actually a person who's turned himself into a skeleton so that he can come back to life. And
I liked it being about a skeleton. I think that makes it sound low budget. If you...
Yeah.
Oh, it's a man in a person costume.
Man in the person costume. That just sounds like he's wearing somebody else's skin. That's even scarier, I think.
It's just, I like the idea of skeleton. And maybe if there's an anatomy one as well, where there's like the muscles showing and stuff.
Oh, that's like a half a person.
Yeah.
The idea that all these are real people as well. Yeah. Would it be a real person or was it just the models?
I think just brought to life.
Everything's brought to life.
By wishful thinking.
Or the bust in the the trophy cabinet of like the founder of the school comes to life. Yeah.
Let me out of here.
Oh, and they carry him around. Yeah. And okay. So the only person who can stop it is the old principal himself, but because he's dead, he can't do it. So they use the bust, put the bust on their head, pull like their hoodie up over it, so they walk around with like a big head, and his arms down there. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so the substitutes find the busts.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant skeletons. And that.
No.
Carrying around, tell us where to go, master. But no, I like, the substitutes find the busts. Yeah.
I like these skeletons as well, because I'm picturing like Ray Harryhausen skeletons.
Yeah.
Yeah. That has to be like a scene where they're fighting them with swords. Or something.
Yeah. With rulers. Like,
yeah, those meter
fencing.
sticks. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love this.
I like it, yeah.
The substitutes.
The substitutes. Coming to a bookshop near you.
Oh, yeah, I just forgot it's a book. Yeah, it's very cinematic, isn't it?
It is.
Well, hopefully it'll be adapted.
Yeah. For Netflix.
And adopted.
And adopted by
Adopted then adapted.
a lovely German family.
We love the German characters. They're all about germ warfare. We shall bomb you with antibiotics.
I don't know how to feel about that. Well, moving on, Ben, what is your book idea?
Well, funnily enough, my book idea is called The Substitute.
Oh! Is there that one guy? I wish I could join that other group. But...
Yeah, it's a prequel to yours.
We need to hire 2 more people. Preferably a black man and a foreign lady.
Yeah. But, because it was an idea I had years and years and years ago. 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
No, it was many years ago.
Oh.
But it was it's similar to Mrs. Doubtfire, where he goes undercover as, like, their own nanny.
Yeah.
But it's about a substitute teacher. He's got a new class of kids, and it's like they're all really rowdy, and like no one gives him any respect, and they all just, maybe like they're even throwing stuff at him and like pulling pranks on him, and he can't.
Bad kids.
Yeah, whatever he does, he can't control them. So what he decides to do is go off sick, and then he's like in bed with his wife, and he says that I just need a way to like get through to them, but it needs to be someone with more authority and that. And she said, well, why don't you go off sick and I can hire a substitute? And he goes, I'll be the substitute. So then he like dresses up with prosthetics and that. He comes in completely different. And he's like, I'm imagining a bit like Mad Eye Moody in the Harry Potter films, where it's like really like gruff and like aggressive.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, so I was having, because it was, the whole idea of the podcast originally was to share ideas we'd already had.
Yeah.
And this was not an old one. So I had a look through and I forgot that I'd actually started writing.
Oh, wow, okay.
I can't remember whether this is actual, like, the first chapter or whatever.
Well, it's 1 page, so it's a very short chapter.
Well, the first, like, bit, if it's in order or if it's just ideas together. So I haven't read this in many years, so this should be interesting.
Oh wow, I was so racist back then.
So the teacher was in bed talking to his wife. These kids won't listen to me. I just don't know what to do, he moaned. Oh, just be yourself. You'll be all right, she encouraged. I am being myself and it's not working, he moaned. Well, then be someone else, she said in passing flippantly. That's it. I'll be someone else.
Oh.
I like the fact my wrist cracked then instead of my fingers.
That's it. Oh, I'm so old.
So he rings up the head teacher and says, Miss Carnegie, I'm afraid I won't be in for a week or so. I went to the doctor's last night and I have an infection. It's very contagious.
Oh dear.
I'm supposed to rest and obviously I don't want to give it to the kids. And she said, no, you're right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Martin. I'll arrange a substitute teacher. Well, if you don't mind, could I recommend an agency? They're very good, run by a friend of mine. And she said, oh, what's their number? And it says it's Rubber Dub Sub.
What?
Rubber Dub Sub.
Those are not numbers.
No, that's the name of the place.
Oh, I was going to say.
Rubber Dub Sub.
You want me to type that out? What?
And their number is, and then he gives them a number. Thank you very much, Martin. I'll get onto them straight away and I hope you feel better soon. So, then the next day...
Did she call him up and it's his number? Hello, yes, I know someone. Is that you, Mark?
I'm a German substitute. So the next day the school bell rings. The students sat and waited, and waited some more. Some 20 minutes later the door burst open. Damn holes! What am I, Limford Christie? Because I had this idea that he made loads of old references that the kids wouldn't get. Because it's just this old grouchy guy. A man staggered into the classroom, extinguishing a cigar that had clearly only just been lit on the blackboard. His clothes were old and battered, much like his personality.
Oh, much like his face.
And made him look like a washed-up college professor of no fixed ability. He slammed his briefcase on the desk and he looked up and attempted to smile towards the children. Right, let's get this over with. The students gazed at their teacher's new substitute. His stomach was considerably larger than their usual teachers, and his face looked like it concealed years of experience, rather than the face of their previous teacher. Bad experience as well. He scratched his head, which sported a greasy lock of dark hair. So which of you is the teacher? He asked. The confused children sat in silence, too shocked to respond. Well, he roared. One brave boy stood up. I haven't got a name for the teacher, he just called teacher all the way through.
Mr. Teacher, sir?
Mr. Teacher is ill, sir, that's why you're here. I know why I'm here to teach you idiots, he said, looking at a sheet on the desk. I'm here to teach you maths. Now shut up and sit down, you're not ridiculous, stood up there all small and innocent. And then a bit later, so what time do you kids eat? He asked. One of the class bullies replied, 11:30. He lied. The substitute stomped over to him. That early, huh? Well, maybe that's why you're so fat, getting all lunch on early hours. As the kids silently cheered at the new substitute tricking the bully, the sub in question carved his name into the blackboard with a penknife. Again, I haven't got a name for it. But I've written a bit, so my name is Mr. Something, he announced. As in something, a child quizzed. No, as in shut the hell up! You, what's your name? Tubbs. What's your real name, smart ass? Toby Peterson, but everyone calls me. I don't care if they call you Doris Day. In my class, you're Peterson, understand? But everyone calls me. Do you understand? Yes, that's yes, sir. Yes, sir. When someone answers a question correctly, he says things like, Hey, Star, well done, brilliant, have a cookie. He tells a child to read from where they left off. I don't want to. Replied the kid. As the class sat scared, waiting for the reaction, he slowly turned around. Well, he screamed, and span round, pointing a gun to the child's face. The children screamed in fear. I've got a bit of a nervous twitch in my finger, and if you don't start reading, I might just slip. He shot it in the air, revealing that it had bullets in it. Nevertheless, the children still and that it had no bullets in it. Nevertheless, the children still screamed, "Oh, calm down! It's your prop, you bunch of sissies!" As the bully walked into the toilet, he was surprised to see that standing at the sink smoking. As Buddy walked into the toilet, he was surprised to see the substitute standing at the sink smoking a cigarette. Want one? The sub asked. The bully went to take it. Get to class! He roared. The bully stumbled out, scared by the sub's insanity. When the bully got to class, however, the sub was already standing there teaching the lesson. Why are you late? He asked him knowingly. Whatever, just sit down. I want to hear brats know about algebra. The class clown, not literally a clown, spoke out. X and Y equals a load of rubbish. Oh, we've got our own Arthur Ascii, have we? Well, keep laughing, son, because we'll soon be laughing when you're working in a brothel. And believe me, that's not as fun as it sounds. And then someone says, I'm going to tell the head teacher about you. How are you now? Well, maybe the head teacher would like to hear about what you get up in the bathrooms between lessons with Marilyn Monroe over there.
This is a really pervy. Watching the kids in the bathroom, offering them cigarettes. Do you want a cigarette, son? You look like you need one.
Well, he's tried to trick him. But the bell went for break time. The kids all jumped up and walked towards the door. The sub threw a chair at the door, slamming it shut. Where do you think you're going? It's lunchtime. How is it now? And in my class, I say what time you eat, and my watch says there's 3 minutes left. But the bell just went. I don't care. Sit down. So they all sit down. Now where were we? Oh, we finished that chapter. Right, we'll just sit here and wait. As the grumpy sub walked down the corridor, he noticed a young boy from his class crying. He grabbed him and pulled him by the neck. He grabbed him by the neck and pulled him inside an empty classroom. In here! The boy looked at him nervously. Son, I'll let you in on a little secret. Then in his normal voice he said, I'm actually Mr. Teacher. And the boy's face fell off.
What? My face!
I think he meant the worry from his face. As he learnt that the nightmarish demon was actually his favourite teacher. I'm trying to scare the bullies in your class, so I'm sorry if I upset you. You're one of the nice ones, but I've got to keep the act up so it'll be the same to everyone. And the boy slowly smiled and said, Sir, this is a brilliant idea. Thanks, Timmy. Now get back to your lesson. And he smiled and gave him a wink. And the boy put on his best scared face and ran outside. And the last little bit, he points to a girl at the back. Hey, Marilyn Monroe, what are you doing back there? I'm doing my nails, innit? How are you now? Well, if you fail, at least you can become a prostitute. Join the family business. No, man, you're calling my mum a prostitute. Yes, I am. Now get your book out and stop touting yourself. So that's that. You get the idea.
Yeah. He's a raving lunatic.
Well, no, he's portraying
her. I'm sure at some point the kids are going to say, this teacher is making inappropriate comments to children.
Well,
I've no idea who this guy is. I just hired him the other day.
Well, I imagine he makes them so scared that they don't feel they can tell anyone in fear of what he might do to them.
Huh.
So yeah, and then basically he scares the kids straight, and then maybe something big happens, and then he leaves, and then the normal teacher comes back, and
something big happens, like he gets arrested for being a child predator, pulling them into rooms, spying on them in the bathroom.
Or maybe it's just a case of like over the course of the second act, all the kids like start to behave, and then the other teacher comes back, and they're all nice to him, and they're like, oh, thank God for coming back. We missed you.
Yeah, they realise that it could be worse off.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I think it needs work. I think maybe don't reference child prostitution. But you know what? You reading
I was thinking they'd be like secondary school kids.
Even so.
yeah.
I was thinking.
But again, it's this guy is inappropriate. He says inappropriate things. And...
Yeah, true. But you get cancelled these days if you do that. It's not like when we were at school, Ben, and we had. Because I was thinking of Mr. Grok.
Yeah, well, that's part of the night. Because I remember Mr. Grok, our old history teacher. There's actually in the store cupboard at the back of the room. There's a hole in the door, and there's like a rumour where people said like he smashed someone's head against it. But he was always like just very strange.
Yeah,
and like he used to like one time we used to do our work and then go up and give him our book and he'd mark it and then give it you back. Like I went up and he just did loads of quick ticks and then shoved it in my chest and went, "Here you go, Doris." So that's where the idea is like random names.
Yeah.
But,
I remember a lad in our class, big chubby lad. He was standing there next to the desk, and Mr. Grok was talking to him, and the kid said, "Can I go sit down now?" He said, "Yeah, go take the weight off your feet." Did also remind me of another teacher.
I remember just while we're on Mr. Grok, I remember because there was I think she was like the librarian or someone who used to stand at the front gate. And me and my friend used to stand there and chat to her. And Mr. Grok sort of drove in down the drive. And she went, "Oh, hello." And he just got his mirror off the car and like going up. I completely ignored it. She laughed. She thought it was funny.
I do think a lot of that was put on.
Yeah, he's a great guy though.
Yeah. We're talking about teachers calling children prostitutes. There was a teacher... I think it was Mr. McCormack, I'm happy to name and shame, who accused one of the girls of distracting the boys. And this is like a 14, 15-year-old girl he's talking about. So, yeah.
I mean, there were a few girls in our class that distracted.
Yeah, but, Ben, when you're an adult, you can't really comment on girls. And...
They're distracting me.
That's what he meant, basically. That's what he meant.
Wasn't the teacher as well who also said that the last thing you need is another sandwich?
That sounds like a Mr. Grok thing to say, to be honest.
I think it was... Well, someone missing and they said they're in the canteen or something.
I
So
can't
the last thing you eat is another sandwich. Yeah. But I like sort of teachers like that, where it's like,
Yeah.
especially fictional ones where they sort of got loads of character. So that was the idea. And then there could be like a spin-off maybe where like he goes to another school and helps out. Or something.
Oh yeah, so it gets out that he was this, this substitute, and other schools are like, "Oh, it's awful. Can you come in and
Yeah. And he's hired and goes around as an undercover substitute.
And he goes into like some underprivileged school in the, Yeah.
Or maybe like in the next film he's like the head teacher or something, and then he goes undercover as a... Well, you can't have a substitute head teacher. No, that's not going to work.
Yeah. I'm getting like undercover boss vibes as well.
Yeah. Imagine that in Undercover Boss. They just go in and start shouting at him.
Oh, I'd love that.
Yeah, so that's the substitute and the substitute.
Ooh.
Maybe there could be a crossover one day.
Oh, yeah. There's something weird about this substitute teacher. Grab his face, they pull his nose and his nose stretches.
Yeah, and they think he's like a paranormal thing and it's just a guy in prosthetics.
Yeah.
It's Old Man Winkles all along.
Old Man Winkle? Is that his name?
Well, they're like Scooby-Doo, that's what they do.
Oh, well, yeah. A teacher called Mr. Winkles. No one is getting bullied.
Jinkies. That was Old Man Winkles all along. Let's split off and look for clues.
That's pretty good, actually.
Zoinks! Like Scoob! This guy's scaring all the kids. Okay, can you do Scooby?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Raggy? It's not good. What if...
And then they go into the reception class and... Puppy power!
We like this one put down.
We're dissecting this dog.
Harsh but fair. What if there was a scene in The Substitute in the book where like the heating's broken and it's really hot and so his prosthetics start melting?
Yeah. Oh, that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Like in Mrs. Doubtfire where the mask falls off.
Yeah. Where he's giving the Heimlich manoeuvre. That's it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we could call him Mr. Grok in tribute to
Mr. Grok.
So have you got any other ideas, things he can do to scare the children? Scare them straight.
What if you had a gun? What if his gun was like a cigarette lighter?
Yeah.
So that's how he likes his cigars.
Yeah.
Also, if to get the kids' attention, what if he lit some firecrackers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think of, like, in secondary school you had specific teachers for each subject, don't you?
Yeah.
In primary school they just do everything. So in maths it wasn't it? Maths.
Yeah.
Yeah, because kids don't behave in maths class.
No.
No.
Fair neither do the teachers. No.
So those were our substitute books.
Yes.
Our real books will be back next week.
Yeah.
But yes, so we now need a category for next week.
Well, Ben, we have established a hat is back.
Yeah.
Would you care to pick?
Oh, I would.
Ben's
Let's ruffle it.
Ben's picking the name of the hat.
I
what's it
have.
gonna be?
There's an M on it. Music!
Music!
It's the sound of music.
Well...
Yes. Substitute the musical. So, yes, we'll look forward to our musical ideas next week. And in the meantime, follow us on social media. Ben and Mike. Yes, so follow us on social media. Ben and Mike idea.
And of course we're on YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes,
and
you might already be watching this.
Yeah.
So yeah, subscribe on YouTube, like it and rate it on Spotify, and share it with your friends. Tell everyone.
Ding the bell or whatever it is.
Yeah, you can ring my bell to notify you of updates. Yeah. So until next time, thanks for listening. Bye. The Had an Idea podcast was created by Ben Coleman and Michael Mason. The title music was Panama Hat by Audio Nautics. Thanks for listening.